Everyone has their chance in the current educational system. I totally agree. I agree up to a point. I don't really agree.
I totally agree with this one.
Yes, because we are provided with the same opportunity to educate ourselves and showcase our talents.
I totally agree with this.
Yeah, being in education now, being in this system, I feel that I don't really agree with this.
I think everyone does not have chance in education system. Our education system has become actually like a business, not a service to be provided.
Yes, I do agree that every individual has a chance to participate in education system.
I totally agree.
I totally agree.
I totally agree.
I agree up to a point.
Yes,
I totally agree.
with this.
Yes, I totally agree.
I totally agree.
I totally agree.
하람칭이래니라.
Didi inwa tenga che sheri gi theka shen so so theka dinga labni mi te sheri gi theka hebdalu dinga chikara lu dan din bera yomenate.
I don't really agree that in our country everyone has their chance in the current educational system.
ngagi hole bere de dangdendi kokobdi karalu danjambi dus nome.
I disagree because if a student is good in dancing or singing but not in academic field, he or she is not going to make the living, at least not right now. Everything is given much more focus on academic. So when they are talented in other fields, they are not going to get job.
Yes, if we are having the talent, then I think that there is a chance in the current educational system.
The educational system prepares you well for the job market. I agree up to a point, because some syllabus they are not related to the job market right now.
I don't agree with this point.
I don't totally agree with that, because our education system actually does not prepare for you to get job. I think it's just for qualification. Your education qualification does not guarantee you any job.
I don't really agree.
I don't really agree.
I agree up to a point.
I agree up to point.
Yes, I do believe on it.
I agree up to a point.
I totally disagree.
I agree up to some point.
I don't really agree that the educational system prepares us well for the job market.
Ta ti theka hebda ben ngai ba chen halam chibe jagob zum chidu kache sa chen tanga chilo rum chuni sin sel ham be chadi tigi yo ma pele mi thobe teme ma sheri gi tanga chi yo gi ten le ta di zodo sa chen ta chuni chau chi yo thob go be me mo tin nga chi mi thobe chengan ma pele ta go toro chenga ta dro jungi chunju ji jab go be 대신 sheri be sha ta udara yogi ten le ta di aso ji jungi chunju lo so so be jab go bra men no ba te mo
For some, yes. For some, no. Because those who are intelligent, hardworking, they succeed. But those who depend on luck, those who are not interested in studies, they cannot do well in their life.
Yes, I agree with it, because it is the root cause of being successful. The people around the world are successful. It's just because of educational system.
Te ngagi hole bere diludi ngelen halam chirai.
The educational system rewards the deserving.
I don't totally agree with that too also, because I think all the education system, all kinds of education systems, especially in Bhutan, it's not always deserving or rewards the deserving person.
I agree to some point, because in colleges you top the university, but when it comes to job market you lag behind. So I think
Yes, I agree with this point.
I totally agree.
I agree up to a point.
I don't really agree.
I totally agree.
I agree up to a point.
Same.
Yeah, it is. I strongly agree on it.
I totally agree.
I totally agree.
I agree up to a point.
For this, I totally disagree.
Okay. I agree up to some point.
Tilangagi nyolen halam chu se shuni te choba jin nyolen duwa nyolen yoga
ngelen ngai hole bere halam chirai da.
I don't really agree that the educational system rewards the deserving in Bhutan.
The educational system rewards the deserving, yes.
Who do you think should fund higher education and work placement?
I think the state.
The state.
Myself and by working.
First of all, I think it should be yourself by working. And if it didn't work, then I think we should go with the state, the government and all.
Myself by working.
My family.
Myself by working.
My family la.
Myself by working.
I think I should fund for my higher educations and placement because I'm studying for myself and for my benefits.
팜다 빈차기 땅곱집이.
I think to some extent my family, because they have to support not just me, but they have to support their own families. I feel it is the family.
My family and myself by working.
Myself by working for me.
ngagi boji tarangi thorim shizeda pechagi dunudi sirodi phamgera tangusen odola.
For this, I would choose myself by loans because by working, we cannot earn much in Bhutan. So therefore, I would say that I will get a loan and then study further.
I feel the same. By myself by loan.
I think my family should fund for the higher education and work placements.
The state, the state companies.
Do you trust schools?
Yes.
Yes, I trust schools. Our education, I trust our teachers. I think they have raised us well, I think.
Yes.
Yes, because we are working in school.
Yes, actually, but not really looking at the villages getting empty and nobody is taking agricultural work.
Yes, definitely I trust schools because we get to learn so many things.
Yes, totally.
Yes, totally.
Totally yes.
From a degree of 0 to 3, when it comes to trusting school, I would say 2 again.
Ta ti the ka heb da di ta lobda khara dilam ni mi mola ta tu sen ngara ta mi ngara pesha ta mi lobda sulu di ngai lote subla ka chibe sa chi ngara chungkul galera ta lobda na gi lebe in ruda ta lobda se odalu anebe lokhan di su cham chilo lobda se meme mola tinayo bi gi lebe tinayo bi gi lobchu tinayo mi kara in di bere ti kara domda jam chilo lobda chi zome wala an boda ngai ba chi lobda lu di lote sub se shunila.
Till now I have been keeping faith in schools, but since we hear so many sorts of news school admins education system, now little bit trust has gone down.
How did you feel at school?
I felt pretty happy in school. I think I had a lot of friends and it was fun.
Actually, like the feeling about school is the best part of my days.
I feel happy.
I also feel happy.
Supported.
Supported.
Obdana devi kapsudi nashungjibe somi se shudana.
Nashungbe si degolo gato to kito to vidila.
Supported.
Happy.
Respected.
Supported.
Respected.
I feel respected.
Yeah, I feel supported.
Popularity in the classroom is or was determined by, if I remember, is by physical appearances and your background, of course, from where you are from. So that's what I feel.
I think popularity in classroom is determined, especially in high school, by physical appearance, and parents' social status is must to be popular. Revenue is also must, and I think apart from that, your academic excellence, I think you become very popular.
None of this.
Physical appearance.
None of these.
It's not by physical appearance, okay. It is by the way you speak, the way okay. Firstly, it will go with the way you speak and all. When you do something like exciting, like presentations and all, they naturally like set you as the popular one.
None of above.
Physical appearance.
I think physical appearance and the parents' social status.
Physical appearance.
Physical appearance.
Okay. For me, parents' social status and revenue.